in the office after midnight. I lay in bed and listened to their voices get sharp and then flat and then quiet, the way blades sound before they cut. In the morning, my dad stood at the doorway to my room with his keys in his hand. He didn't come in. He said, "You need to give your mother space. You'll stay with Aunt Rosie for a while." I said, "You're choosing her over me." He said, "I'm choosing my wife." Aunt Rosie had a pull-out couch and a soft heart, and the kind of advice that starts with honey. I stayed 3 nights. On the 4th, I went to a friend's. The 5th, I went to the warehouse and got a part-time job unloading boxes because moving something heavy felt better than holding something I couldn't set down. I learned which gas stations stayed open after midnight and which bus drivers didn't check passes. I learned how quickly a house stops being yours when your name isn't on a deed. But I didn't stop watching. Mr. Alvarez, my dad's foreman, called me from a number I didn't recognize. He whispered like we were in church. "Vendors aren't getting paid," he said. "Your dad says it's a bank error. Payroll bounced at Southside. Your mom fired the office assistant who asked questions." I went to the bank and asked to speak with the branch manager. I told her I suspected financial abuse. Not elder, just abuse. She couldn't tell me anything, but she handed me a form with a serious title and said, "If you submit this to the Financial Crimes Unit, they can request records. We can hold unusual transfers for review if we get notice." She didn't say she was rooting for me. She didn't have to. I also found a lawyer who would charge me less than a truck. Ms. Patel wore sneakers with her suit and listened without blinking. "You don't have standing to sue," she said. "But we can make noise. Banks hate noise." She drafted letters to the bank and to the registered agent for Carmichael demanding preservation of records and warning of unauthorized transfers. We sent them certified. Paper is slow, but it leaves footprints. The next week, something shifted. A $38,000 transfer froze pending verification. The new ACH bounced back with an error code. A vendor called my dad directly to ask why checks were now printed from Carmichael Property Group. My dad called my mom. Mr. Alvarez told me he heard his voice break on the second ring. 2 days later, my phone lit up with my dad's name. I stared at it until it went dark, then called back. He said, "Come to the house." "No, please, no, son, just a location." He was at the kitchen table with a stack of papers and a face I hadn't seen since my grandfather's funeral. She was standing with her arms folded so tight her knuckles went white. The room smelled like lemons and a lie. He pushed a printed bank confirmation across the table.